Hey guys, it's Joe, the Joe Madden Sports Podcast here. Joined this afternoon by Vito. We are going to be talking some NHL here, but before we get to that, Vito, how's the day treating you there?
Uh, it was a pretty rainy day here, and now it's already a late evening. So this is my last scheduled thing for today, and let's talk some hockey, I guess, huh?
Absolutely excited to talk hockey. So, when do you get to watch these games? What time are they kicking off your time?
Well, usually I sometimes watch it in the night. It's kicking off like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And if I don't watch it in the nights, I always watch highlights or just watch full game replays sometimes. That's how I do
Absolutely.
that. But some you can also, yeah, because playoffs it's important to watch. If during the season you can sometimes check like advanced stats and things like that and get like a opinion about the games, then in the playoffs you have to watch it. We saw that with Rangers in Carolina series. I mean, the advanced metrics always showed like Carolina is the better team. But that's what we have seen actually many times. Not always the advanced metrics gets you the victory. You actually have to watch the game. Because those shots actually which are coming. Those shots has if they are coming like and Shishtorkin sees everything. It's not hard for him. He will stop that first shot, even if it's like from a close danger. So those such shots you have to watch what kind of a shot those are. You have to have rebounds and things like those. There was not much rebounds on Igor. There
Yeah.
when there was rebounds, Carolina scored, but without the rebounds, you cannot score in Igor. So I think the goalie played a big role in those series.
Absolutely. Igor Shesterkin absolutely standing on his head with those games versus Carolina. It's going to be interesting to see what he does in the next round. We'll have a goalie matchup there that's going to be phenomenal. But before we talk about that, let's look at tonight's game. We have the Edmonton Oilers going against the Colorado Avalanche. This is game one of the series. Everyone's talking about the Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon show. What are you looking at for this one, Vic?
Yeah, well, I would say this is kind of serious where we're going to see either Colorado depth or you are like betting on Edmonton superstars, because when it comes really down to the lines, I mean, if you watch how the lines are performing and how they're playing, and we have McDavid line, uh, the Woodcroft actually he's shuffling the wingers pretty much, but well, most of the times we see McDavid, Draisaitl, and Kane. So they're going to play against McKinnon, I guess. Landeskog and Lehkonen. And McDavid's line is playing like 52% of ice time during the whole game. So McDavid spends on the ice 52% of ice time. That's a very lot for one player. And that's how Woodcroft actually is playing the Edmonton Oilers. He's doing a great job. He's giving a lot of play time to McDavid. And the second guy is Nugent Hopkins. That's the second line. And they play like 26% of ice time. So he's really rolling heavy on those top six forwards, and he's hiding kind of for example, line four with Ryan and Cassie, and they only have like 4% playtime. So they're just there to give a rest for McDavid and Nugent Hopkins. So if you can shut down McDavid and Nugent Hopkins, I think then Colorado has stand a chance, But then Colorado have the best chance, not stand a chance. They have stand a big chance, obviously. And just if watch from Colorado side a little bit, they have McKinnon line, they have Kadri line. Rantanen has been a little bit, I think, unperforming in these playoffs. He only have like 1 goal and 10 assists, so that guy needs to get it going. But yeah, for Avalanche, they have depth. Third line is very good, which is Burakovsky, Comfer, and Obel Kubel. So I think that line is much better than Edmonton's third line. And well, also the fourth line with Helm is very great. We saw what Helm can do. So Colorado held that depth, and they're rolling those lines like McKinnon, Kadri. McKinnon playing 37%, Kadri 29, so a little bit less than McDavid, So it's a little bit more depth for Colorado and well, more superstars for Edmonton, I would say. And when it comes to defensive pairings, it's on the reverse here. So Edmonton actually is pretty balanced. They're running those all six D-men pretty even minutes. There's Nurse and Cece, which are performing okay. Keith and Bouchard and Kulak and Barry. Kulak also a very great pickup actually for playoffs. That's a great D-man. And now Oilers have a pretty decent decor, and they're playing like even minutes. So that's what Woodcroft is doing. And again, if we watch from Avalanche, then we have top heavy D-man. We have like Taves and Makar, which is unbelievable defense pair. They have a great advanced metric stats. So nobody's better than them at the moment. And they also play like 44% of ice time for the Avalanche. So they're going to play the most of the time. And then we have Johnson Manson and Johnson Byram. Johnson Byram is not bad third pairing. So for the defense, I would maybe, well, we're going to see how it goes. Nurse and Cece, they're producing a lot of offense because they're playing with McDavid, but they have a lot of goals against, and all three defense pairs for Oilers have at least 3 goals against per 60 in expected goals. So that's a lot, that will be a lot of job again. Here we go to Mike Smith, Mike Smith is being unbelievable for Oilers. I mean, that I have heard guys talking about that stat, which is goals saved above average, and which is 2.11 for Mike Smith, which is unbelievable great. And then for Kemper, it's 0.07, and basically that's bad. And the goalie should be somewhere at 1.0. That's an average NHL goalie. If you're above, you're great. If you're below, you're not so great. So Kemper really have not. So that means when there's like an empty net goal, or a big rebound, well, very, very, I would say, dangerous chances, So that's when you need the goalie actually to get you that save, because it gives you a boost, So that's what Mike Smith does. And it's a very big question here if Mike Smith can do that with Colorado, because if we know how Mike Smith plays. If he's hot, he's very hot. If he's cold, he's ice cold. You don't want to see him in the net. So now we have hot Mike Smith. So if he continues to play this game, I would say Colorado is a little bit in trouble. And now again, another stat I guess for the playoffs will be playoffs and would be power play and penalty kill. And Oilers actually doing a pretty great job here with the power play. They are like 28%. Well, Avs are better. Avs are on 34%. So Avalanche is better on the power play. But when it comes to the penalty kill, which is actually more important in playoffs, they have Colorado with 73%, which is not going to get it done against any power play, especially, for example, Edmonton, which is good power play. And for Edmonton, the penalty kill is 85%, which is very good. That's like the stat which you want to have, like Tampa has it as well in the playoffs. Just ask Tampa; they always have like 85% or above for the penalty kill. That's going to get you done in the playoffs. So many stats here and different things, and obviously McDavid is the key player. I would say what he does in the playoffs. This is like when you have like I have heard people comparing him to LeBron James, comparing him to Wayne Gretzky, and like we have never seen something like that before. And I would actually totally agree with everything what I hear, because that guy, how he moves his legs together with his hands and with not looking at a puck, he never looks at the puck. He has that puck glued to him stick. So that's just something which you don't see. I have never seen that in my life. So what he does, this is his best performance he have ever had in NHL. I watched some stats, and he can never perform as good as this. So now the question is, if Colorado can stop this 2 lines from Oilers. So, and at the moment, I think the prices we have. I think it was like, I don't know. Can you tell me, Joe, in American odds, what was the series prices for this? It was like minus. Let me guess. So, I just don't remember now. The series price. Well, in my European, it was like 1.43, I think, for
the series price. I don't have in front of me right.
Give me a second.
Right at the moment.
I will get it in a second. So I mean, overall, everyone here watching knows the series price, what they can go and watch. So I think it's not priced. I think it will be much closer than it is priced. I think it's Avalanche is like more than Avalanche is minus 250. I think in American odds, something like that looks like in my book. Yeah. So and the Oilers are like plus 150, right? So I think it's gonna be much closer. I think. I bet like in a series, let's say plus 1.5 games on Oilers. I mean, this can easily go to 7 games, I think. If Mike Smith continues to play as he plays, and this will easily go to 7 games because Colorado has the depth. They will push at home. Obviously, now today's game, I would go with Avalanche because I just think in the playoffs, you should not actually overthink too much the things. You should go just with the home team, basically. And we have Avalanche today at home. We have seen teams are winning on the road, but most of the times teams actually are taking care business at home. So yeah, if any game, then Oilers maybe they can steal this game, but anyways, Avalanche at home. I would prefer Avalanche at home in this case. But how the series will end up, I think this goes 7. And the last game will decide the winner here definitely. But yeah, that would be overall my opinion. What's your opinion, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that, Vito. I got kicked out of the studio for some reason.
Well, just
Yeah,
now?
I think this is going to be a really interesting one. I'm looking for the Edmonton Oilers to put up a fight here, but I think at the end of the day, the Avs will take it. I'm looking at 6. So I'm thinking this one could possibly go to 7, but I prefer the Avs in 6. I think they're going to. We are having a little bit of connection issues, you guys. I apologize. Vito,
Yes,
if
I can
you
hear
can
you.
hear me, let me know what your thoughts are on the other series between the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And if you can't, we'll wrap this up, you guys.
All right, you can hear me well, right?
Vito, I do not know what is happening here. The stream keeps kicking me out. I can hear you fine. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on the next series?
Okay, I hope everyone can hear me fine. Well, other side we have the defensive hockey. We have Rangers and Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, Lightning be waiting for Rangers now. Rangers unbelievable. Have to give credit to all the betters who all trusted Rangers. Well done. I personally stayed away from it yesterday. Had some feelings that it could happen like you did, but yeah, well done, Joe. I know you were on Rangers, so that was a very nice call. Credit to you. And yeah, well, I think as I said in a other show, I think that if Carolina would beat the Rangers, I think Carolina would not beat Tampa anymore. Ranta would be tired. I think, well, maybe Anderson would come back, but who knows? I like that actually Rangers are now against Tampa because I think that Rangers have the strategy. How I think that they will can find a way how to beat Tampa. They have the goaltender, which is the most important thing I would say against the Vasilevsky. So already that's a great start there. And they have power play, they have penalty kill, and that's we actually have seen in all these playoffs. I mean, that's what gets the job done. That's playoff, that's power play and penalty kill for the teams. Just look at the Wild and Blues series. In the end of the day, what happened? It was penalty, it was power play and a penalty kill for Blues, but what won them their series that series.
Yep.
So that's the most important thing. So getting back to that, Rangers Tampa is going to be an interesting one. Can't wait for that. As I said, I don't know who's going to win, but I think Rangers have the strategy to beat Tampa.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Looking at that goalie matchup, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We got totals coming in. The first game opened at 5, now at 5.5. You got any thoughts on the totals between both of these series? Do you think we're going to see unders for tomorrow night and overs for tonight's series, or are you expecting some to flip?
Well, obviously that everyone will think that Oilers and Avalanche goes over, right? And well, Rangers and Lightning, most of the people, I guess, will go think that it goes under, and I think that's how we actually should think. Well, we have two unbelievable goalies there, So if they stay hot, it may well definitely some game is gonna go over, as we saw with Carolina, But most of the I think the great bets actually will be like maybe first period, no score in 10 minutes. There is bets like those I know, so that's a great look in the Rangers and Tampa Bay now in the first game. I would say I think they're gonna start off and play defensively definitely. And yeah, while talking about Oilers and Avalanche, we need to see how it goes. Both teams are best in transition. I cannot see this going under, but well, good offense always doesn't mean a lot of goals. It always starts with good defense. But again, when I'm looking at these numbers from Oilers D-man, well, 3 goals, as I said, expected 3 goals per 60 for each pair. That's a lot. So Mike Smith will need to do a lot of job because Flames. What Oilers played? Oilers played Flames and Kings. No, Flames and
Yep.
Kings. Yeah. So that's still not the offense they're gonna see from Colorado. That's not the team. That those demon are not pinching like Colorado demon will pinch. So it's gonna be completely a different ball game here for Oilers against Colorado. So we will see how it happens. I can see Colorado scoring also a bunch here just because those expected numbers for demon from Oilers are too high. The offense covers it. The McDavid performance covers. I can tell you actually another big stat for McDavid before we go about
Okay.
McDavid. Oilers have been on the ice without McDavid for 202 minutes, and And when it comes to when McDavid is on the ice for Oilers, they have scored 23 goals, and without McDavid, only 5 goals during the playoffs. I mean,
Wow.
that's a huge difference. That's what you see in NBA playoffs with superstars, you know. And again, when it comes, yeah, when it comes to allowing goals, Edmonton have allowed 8 goals with McDavid, 9 without, but still less than with him, you know. So basically, with McDavid, they have scored 23 goals and allowed 8 goals, which is amazing stat. So if Avalanche take care of him, Oilers will be in trouble. So yeah, that's my view of this series. I think Avs can get it done in 7. Actually, yeah.
You got any best bets for us tonight in this game?
Yeah, well, tomorrow the first. Let's go with over Oilers and Avalanche. I still think it goes over. Both teams are very great in transition. Okay, so I will just go with obvious here in playoffs. You know, I'll not try to think anything. I think Avs get like 3 goals, and I think Oilers get 3 goals. So give me over.
Okay, I like it. Well, Vito, thank you so much for joining me here. I know you've got a busy schedule. Can you tell everyone where to find you on Twitter and the shows that you're on?
Yeah, on Twitter you can just follow me at Vito Picks. I just release usually my picks there, and yeah, on Saturdays, Sundays I go on Ice Guys show. You know, so you can find me there as well. But overall, yeah, some more content from me will come out in the next season. So that's when I'm excited for the regular season. I like regular season. You know, we have 9, 10, 11 games. You can always find some good spots where you can bet your money.
Absolutely. Well, Vito, all the best in all of your bets. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Joe Madden Sports Podcast. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll be back tomorrow with another Joe Madden Sports Podcast. In the meantime, keep smiling and let's make some freaking money. Thank you again, Vito.